Hello, people of the interwebs. I want to come to you today with a little bit of a tarot reading, and I want to explore the idea of bibliomancy with you. I am a psychic, I am a medium, I am a tarot reader, I'm a rune reader, but what a lot of folks might not know about me is that I'm also an author. I have written a book on runes, and last year I published a book of poetry and photography called The Spaces Between. And today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a single tarot card to explore the meaning of that card and offer up a reading for anybody that happens to watch this. That's also very important for me to say, is that it's my intention today to bring folks, whoever comes across this video, as much connection, direction, and clarity that they need in the small amount of time that we have here. I'm going to do that with one tarot card, and then I'm going to flip to a random page of this poetry book and read it and see how they kind of line up. Bibliomancy is the idea, most classically done with the Bible, of picking up a book anywhere, randomly flipping to a page, and then just pointing at either a sentence or a phrase or the entire page or a passage. Again, it's a form of fortune telling, a divination that is most often done with the Bible, but can be done with any book. You can pull a book off of a shelf or feel a nudge to pull a book off a shelf and you walk by it, flip to a page, and read what's on it. It is, again, a way for spirit to speak through us. Today, I'm going to shuffle 3 times with this Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This is the sort of conventional or traditional tarot that most everybody knows. I'm going to shuffle 3 times and pull that card, again with the intention of bringing everybody the connection, clarity, direction that they might need. It is also Wednesday, which is hump day, and we've just walked into Pisces season. Being a Pisces myself, I do love this season. Yeah, it can be kind of heavy, like the deep ocean. This is the last sign of the zodiac until we break into the beginning of the zodiac with Aries season. So here's our card. The card for everybody today is this: the Page of Wands. Interestingly, I just talked about the Page of Swords yesterday, in fact, on my Facebook page. And that is all about finding, to me, control of that air element of that mind. This card here talks about our fire. This is also a card that can represent, as all pages do, beginnings. This is somebody, as you can see, who is looking at that wand. That wand represents manifestation, magic, the spark of inspiration. And this person is coming to terms with that, trying to understand it. We have 4 parts to us. We're a body, we're a mind, we're a heart, and yet we're a spirit. To me, this is a person that is coming to terms with that. Again, being the element of fire, are we warming ourselves with our spirit, or are we burning ourselves? I also like to think that this is associated with the power of belief. Our mental faculties, the swords, that's what we know. This is what we feel. This is what we believe. Are your beliefs working for you or against you? The power of human belief can be the most dangerous power that a human can wield. Look at belief systems around the world, religious, political, and otherwise, that people have twisted to benefit themselves or hinder or oppress others. What do you believe about yourself? Do you believe yourself worthy of love? Do you believe yourself worthy of abundance and joy? Do you believe yourself worthy of peace and happiness? If you don't believe yourself worthy of that, you're going to burn yourself with your own power of belief, whereby we should be really warming ourselves with that. This should be a source of warmth for us, not something that scalds us or burns us. What is our power of belief? Now, one of the things about this book right here is it's 365 days of poems and photos. If you're my friend on social media, and I do this on Facebook because I'm an old man and I just pretty much use Facebook, I post a picture every day and a poem. I did that throughout 2021. I did that all throughout 2022. And this year, every day I'm doing a haiku. I'm focusing on a picture, finding a picture throughout the course of my day, and posting it on social media with a little bit of a poem, a haiku, 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and 5 syllables. I do this just to add beauty to the world. And the weird thing about this book is I will just hear dates in my head. The date that I hear in my head, and I'm going to flip to it, and then I'm going to do a little bit of bibliomancy. The date that I hear in my head, and I can't keep track of any of these, is June 17th. So we have photos and poems for every day of 2021, and I'm going to flip to June 17th and show you the picture. Interesting. It's a picture I took of our fire pit in our backyard, a fire that I had. And here's the poem. Let me read it to you. So interesting, June 17th and the wand are fire. Tend to those tendrils within. No shadow is cast without flame. You need not be wicked to howl at the moon. You need not be wicked to remember your name. Tend to those tendrils within. No shadow is cast without flame. You need not be wicked to howl at the moon. You need not be wicked to remember your name. Love that. I love that. And I often, I pretty much see my poetry as just being channeled as part of the work that I do here. I don't really take credit for it, per se. I know a little bit of it comes from me, but not all of it. No shadow is cast without flame. And are we burning ourselves with our own flame, or are we warming ourselves? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this book open to a random date and read that poem to you. Okay. We're going to go with September 13th. Photo of some daisies. September 13th's poem reads this. I was only 7 years old when he pushed me off the sidewalk and into the road. I cried to my mother. I cried for my shame. I cried for the man I obviously wasn't. Who would ever love me if I could be pushed? Who would ever love me if I couldn't push back? So yeah, I might have been a little bullied when I was a little kid. That stuff stays with us, right? I think it's also important to note that we shouldn't pick up where our bullies left off. We have this flame on the inside of us, and we can get trained to turn it against ourselves through abuse, through trauma, betrayal, abandonment, neglect, rejection, all of these things that we can suffer from over the course of our life. We can take those messages that we receive, especially if they're so heavy and so dominant in our life, and to pick up where our abusers left off. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to pick up where people who have abused me. I'm not going to pick up where they left off. I'm not going to pick up where the people who betrayed me left off, or the people who abandoned me or rejected me. I'm not going to pick up where they left off. They would love it if I did, right? They would love it if that pain that they heaped upon me just continued to grow within me like a cancer. I refuse that. And I hope that you do too. So remember that you have this fire within you, and it's one that should warm you, not one that should burn you. If you are interested in this book, you can find it on my website. I do offer signed copies on my website. It's available on Amazon. It is called The Spaces Between. It is about $40. Lots of photos, lots of poems, and one that many people have come to enjoy. So thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit today, and remember, don't burn yourself with that fire. Warm yourself. Take care.